Hey everybody, this is Brittany here from Surfing Waves of Light, and I just got home yesterday from a little Tina Louise Spalding retreat in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Had a wonderful time, met a lot of really cool people, and now I'm back at the space clearing game. This has been one of the main instructions of my guides and teachers, and it's amazing how much a lot of the stuff that I'm clearing right now are papers and IDs. So I just found like a whole stack of IDs and credit cards that I don't use anymore. And it's 2022. Most of these are very old, and I don't know why I kept them, but this is when I was a traveling nurse in Southern California. This is when I was a student nurse in South Africa. This is when I was a student nurse at Hartford University Hospital. This was my ID at the University of Cape Town when I was a student there. This is my high school ID. My ID from University of Connecticut, where I went to college. An old driver's license. An Okemo card from when I was in college. I'm 31, so 10 years ago. And then a slew of credit cards that have been canceled for a long time. Actually, this one might still be active. Well, it's a debit card. But anyway. Good thing I didn't cut that one up. So basically what I'm doing right now is I am going to be going through each one of these, and I'm going to cut them in half. I lit a little incense. I called in my guides and teachers, and I'm just asking that as I release these physical things that I get rid of what is in my mind. So before I do that, I wanted to channel a little message, and I figured I was going to channel for myself, and I figured why not channel for everyone. So here I go. Thanks for listening. Greetings, dear beings. We are the Council of Light, the motherly beings of the energetic universe. We are a collective blend of colors, vibrations, and acuities that are within and without of your human sight range. Yes, we are mostly non-physical beings, but with flashes, dots, and waves, we make our expression here in the physical world. So we are mostly non-physical, but we do make appearances, not in the humanoid forms that you are all used to, but in our own way, in our own version of expression that is in the highest good for our purpose here on Earth at this time. We are coming through at this time as opposed to a Saint-Germain and the Arcturian Council, because we are a greater collective. We include those beings in our collective, and this is a time for all of you to be taking a look at your life from the higher perspective. And the Arcturian Council and the Saint-Germain are more contained within certain atmospheres, certain earthly dispositions, and that is perfect for the guidance of this being when it comes to those matters. But now, in this time, the message that is required is of a different caliber. It is funny and strange how difficult it can be for human beings to let go of parts of who they are. This being has not identified as an emergency nurse, as a college student, as a person that is snowboarding at Okemo Mountain in many, many years. And yet these IDs and credit cards have sat in her closet for years and years, taking up space, taking up time in sorting them, and taking up parts of her mentality, valuable parts of her being that are of the utmost importance to be cleared at this time. You see, many of you go through life and you have childhoods. You have wonderful experiences in your childhood. Many have also terrible experiences, but there is like a golden shiny light that exists in many of the minds of beings who look back on the past, and especially certain events of childhood. Yes, in your younger years, and we include younger years in childhood as well, not just when you were a teen or a 10-year-old or a 2-year-old, but in your younger years, we should say, there is this shiny glowing light around a lot of these memories. Yes, and this is because your mind was less tainted, so to speak, in those times. There were less lenses of the ideas that are passed on to beings as they grow up that create more of an adult, more of a serious being who is an adult, who must live in this world, who must pay their taxes and follow the law and go to work and own a house and have a car and create children. All of those adultly things that you are expected to do here in this culture and on this planet. And so sometimes it can be quite difficult to release the things that you associate with that time as a younger being, because there is a golden light. When this being looks at her ID of being a traveling nurse at a hospital in Southern California, she is not seeing that ID card. She is getting a flutter of images and memories of that time. And for her, what her mind thinks is that if she cuts this card in half and releases it, that somehow she will be more empty, that somehow those experiences will be less a part of her. And this is not the case. She is not consciously thinking that. No, she just looks at that card. It only takes a split second because these ideas are so deeply in her mind, as they are in the minds of many of you. Cards, items, clothing, when you are reviewing these things, you are not seeing the thing. You see only the past. You see only memories or beings that gave that thing to you. And so you distort your vision. We are wanting you to create a clear field at this time, a energetic field full of opalescent colors that are bright and shiny and clear, because your clearness dictates the ability of your energy and your physical being to move into this time. This new earth creation will not happen without you. This new earth creation is what you came here to do. And with the release of the old, the 3D, the times of before when the energies of this planet were much more dense, in releasing those energies, you open up pathways to higher frequency experiences that are going to be joyful, that are going to be exciting. But as long as these physical things are in your space, they are in your consciousness. You are saying to the universe, I still want this because I have it in my home. I still want this. I am keeping it in my space. You do not always see the importance of this, but clutter, it obstructs your ability to be empathic. It obstructs your ability to be clear on our guidance, because every object, thing, paper, linen, and of course human being emits an energy field. And this field is releasing information at all times. And so as you become more empathic and in tune, as you begin to move from the thinking mind into the feeling self, the loving self, you will be picking up messages on a more conscious level from all of these things. You are going to be feeling distortions or picking up messages of these earthly energies, the ones that are associated with these things, as opposed to getting the clear and utmost guidance from us. This is important, for our guidance is what will help you most effectively propel forward, so to speak, in your energetic journey of life on earth, of the things that you came here to create. You see, there is a perfect time and place for everything. We are not saying that you should go to your house and rid of all things, but there is nothing wrong with being in a little bit of a clearing mode. When you walk into a room and you see something that no longer serves you, or that you have not used in a year or longer, it is okay to at least consider releasing that thing. You could even just make a pile of things that you are considering releasing. And so you allow yourself to begin that filtration process. Even if you want to keep something, but you have a space in your home that is clearer, that is where you can go to receive our guidance. This is all we ask. We will work with you wherever you are. We are intelligent energies. We are responding to the infinite collection of energies and choices you make, as represented by not only the choices you make in your day-to-day life, but also the things that you surround yourself with. You see, we can look upon all of the things that you have, where your energy is, and we take that information and we synthesize it using our much more collective consciousness, not separated into one, and then we send you exactly the energies that you need. This is part of our role on earth at this time, for the beings of light have access to all things, because we are not in humanoid form, and we are not prohibited or restricted by that form. There are perks to being in humanoid form, but that is not the role that we took on for this consciousness at this time. So as this being releases these cards, it is much more than clearing out the little bit of space that it was taking up in her closet. She is making room for the new. She is making room for new identities, new beings of acceptance within her consciousness. She is expanding. She is no longer holding on to the past which represents much denser energies. She is letting that go. And so she is saying to the universe, yes, I want my new identities. I want my new inspirations. I want the new identification cards that will be sent to me through my new roles. Now, many of the roles in the past require those cards, but as she goes forward, there will be less of those, and maybe none, in fact. But we use these cards as a metaphor, for metaphors are how we best speak with you, for there is infinite intelligence in the universe, and yet we take that intelligence and we bring it down through this being's consciousness, and we relay it to you as best as we can, using the words and the feelings and the experiences of this being as our conveyor belt for the messages that we feel will help you most at this time. You see, we are here because we love you, and we are here because we love ourselves. And as the consciousness of humanity continues to become more in tune with itself, we, on our level of expression, are doing the same. And so we must go back to our roots. You are all in human form, but do not forget that you are also a wave of light in the universe. And this wave of light is something that you can tap into at any time. We are so readily available because we are not in form. We are around you and through you. We are in the waves of the ocean and the rivers and the streams and the rocks and the rusty old metal that is in your garage. We do not have any prejudice against anything. We can work through anything. But our best opportunity to inspire you is when the space is clear. For in a clear space, we can come through in a clearer manner. So we invite you to take time when you have it to clear your space a bit more, to create a little area where you can be, where you can receive us, where you can be open to our love, our messages, knowing that we are speaking through this being, but we are also coming to you. We do not discriminate. We want you to hear us for yourselves. This is a strong message that we bring through this being as ourselves, as the Arcturian Council, and as a Saint-Germain. Our goal is not for you to listen to this being endlessly and with effort. Our goal is for you to effortlessly hear us. And so we give these ideas, and in the event that they resonate with you, sometimes for you in following them, they will produce results. If these messages do not resonate with you, then it may not be so, and that is okay. For you are all on different paths, but the energies on the earth are the same. Clearing and cleansing is a continual process that occurs when a planet moves from a lower frequency dimension into a higher frequency dimension, and that is a constant thing. So even if you are not ready to remove certain items in your house that you know must go, that is okay. Even just the awareness that you may be ready to release something, that gives us an opening. That tells us, hey, this being is considering releasing this item, this ID card that she has had for 10 or more years. That tells us, that says to the universe, she or he may be ready to move forward in her consciousness, in her expansion, no longer limited by that item that is not of love. If you love something, keep it. But this being is realizing that she has a closet full of clothes she does not love, of things she does not love, of identities that are not of a loving vibration. And so this inspiration is for her and for any of you who resonate with this message. We are the beings of light. We are a wave and a particle. We are the stars and the moon and the sun and the invisible energetic rays that project itself from those eminent beings. We are with you always. We love you oh so much, and we will speak to you again when the energies are appropriate for us to come through. We love you. We are with you. We are you. Good night. Okay, so that was the beings of light. Sorry if the video paused. I am going to start cutting these cards with the beings of light around. I hope they know that I'm ready to snowboard again. I just cut the Okemo card. I'm ready to snowboard again in a higher frequency way, and I can let go of this part of me, even though the picture is so funny and cute. It makes me want to keep it, but based on their message, that is not the right thing to do. So thank you for listening to this video, and I wish you the best of times in clearing out any clutter that you've had for a long time. I know it's been kind of a hard process for me letting go, and I feel ready now to do this in a more serious way. Love you all so much. Have a great night.